Verse number 11th. Atma Bodha. नानोपाधिवशादेव
नानोपाधिवशादेव
जातिवर्णाश्रमादयः
जातिवर्णाश्रमादयः
आत्मन्यारोपितास्तो ये
आत्मन्यारोपितास्तो ये
रसवर्णादिभेदवत्
नानोपाधिवशादेव जातिवर्णाश्रमादयः आत्मन्यारोपितास्तो ये रसवर्णादिभेदवत् नाना उपाधिवशात् एव जाति वर्ण आश्रमादयः आरोपिताः स्तोये रसवर्णादिभेदवत् नाना means many, nana various, nana multiple, nana innumerable. These are the synonymous terms related to word nana. Upadhi vashat. Upadhi vashat. Due to upadhi, because of upadhi, on account of equipments or on account of conditionings, on account of tools or instruments. Nana upadhi vashat. Because of multiple equipments. Jati varna ashrama dayaha. Eva only. Jati, birth. Or jati means just in our Indian language, we can use the term as a caste. Varna, color. Ashrama, stages of life. Adayaha, etc., etc. Atmani, Atmani, upon the Atman, on the Atman, on the substratum of the Atman, on the supporter of that Atman. Aropita. Aropita, superimposed. Aropita, superimposed. Toye. Toye upon the water or in the water. Rasavarnadi bhedavat. Just as different flavors, colors, etc., etc. Today, we are studying the verse number 11. Bhagavad Pujyapad Acharya Adi Shankaracharya ji says, only on account of the different equipments, color, caste, stages, etc., etc., are imposed upon one Atman. Just as different flavors, colors, etc., etc., superimposed upon one water. This is not such an expression, one water, but just water. So let us analyze or let us contemplate from the example, and then we will turn towards the Darshant, means the major message of this verse. Shankaracharya gives important philosophical message with each example, with each verse. Toye. Toya means water. Both of you knows that what is the quality of the water, or what is the features of the water, or what is the, you can say that, characteristics with reference of chemistry, with reference of other branches of knowledge. You always use the term, what is the water? Used to say that water means just H2O. Hydrogen and oxygen. H2. Two parts of hydrogen and one parts of oxygen. Hydrogen has a property of burning, and oxygen has a property to help to create the heat or create the fire. But both properties come together and forms new quality, a new elements called water. So H2O means water. H2 plus O is equal to water. So this is the analysis with help of chemistry. You are the master of this subject, so I should not interfere more detail and deep into this subject, because this is not my own subject to describe everything. But whatever information I got from you, with help of that, I become able to describe the concept of water. Am I right, sir?
Exactly. And this is what recasting, casting,
Recasting.
casting of water.
Recasting.
Hmm. Mixing
Okay.
and recasting. Mixing and recasting.
Mixing and recasting. This is the process of water.
Hmm.
How does water come to existence with this process? So we can say this is the process by which water come to existence in our day-to-day life and which become a life of our all human being. So we we call it as a Jivanam. Jivanam. So water has a liquid uh, property. We drink it from the standpoints of the water. It doesn't have a particular taste. It doesn't have a particular color. So can we say that it is a colorless or tasteless? But water associates with the earth, then particular taste come in that water. A taste belongs to the earth, but just association of the earth, water will have a particular taste. But independently, it doesn't have any particular color, particular taste, particular shape. So it is just a combination of two different elements. Oh yeah. But Shankaracharya has taken this example from this world and he says that Toye. Toye means on that water. If we if we put a different type of powders in that water with different type of color, with different taste. If we put a red water in that red powder in that water, the short moment, the entire water will become red. If we put another pot, a blue powder, the water will change into the blue color. If you put a gray powder, it will change into the gray. If you put a pink powder, it will change into pink. But at the same time, from the original standpoint, water remain as a water. You may put different types of color in it, but the gradients or elements or properties of the H2O will remain as H2O while putting different type of powders and water get different type of colors or flavors or taste. So he said that rasa, rasa means taste. Varna means colors. Bhedavat, as though it appears in different colors. So in simple language, the water which is a tasteless and colorless, but this water come in the contact with different type of colors, water gets different type of colors. Water becomes like that color. Rasavarnadi Vedavat. But at the same time, the color will not mix with completely with water. As though we feel that water become one with that color. But we take very small elements of that water. Then if you are scientist in your laboratory, you can become a success to separate all colors from the water. And again, we will bring back water as in pure form.
Just by evaporating also we can do it at our home. Just by evaporating.
Yes, sir.
Just by evaporating, we can separate the pure water by the condensation process. Evaporation and condensation process.
Okay. According to your way, there's no need to go in laboratory, but just give heat, and by the process of evaporating, you will become a success to separate pure water from the different type of colors. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir.
So it means water may the different type of colors may appears that it completely penetrated the smallest particle of the water and become one with that. But actually, the color mixed with that water with very superficially. Completely, if what color become one with that water completely, then no one can become able to separate it from color to water and water to color. But at the particular level, the color mixed with water. But water is water. Water remains as a water. But we common people do not understand the mechanism, the process of mixing. So we say that this is the red water, this is the blue water, this is the pink water. There are so many colors are there. But water does not become with that color as though water become like that color. So due to colors, we imposed different ideas on that water. Because of blue powder, we can say that it's a blue water. Due to blue red powder, we'll say this is the red water. Due to pink powder, we'll say that pink powder, it has a particular taste, flavors. These are all the superimpositions on the one and the same water. Can I say that water remains uncontaminated in its original form, even though it appears in different type of color? The example is just one-sided. We cannot take the example in all-sided. Then if it is become applicable to every side, it will become principle. So just we want to understand the principle. So रसवर्णादि स्तोये रसवर्णादि भेदवत. तो रसवर्णादि आरोपितः, तोये रसवर्णादि भेदः आरोपितः. All the differences of the color are superimposed on pure water. But if we remove the dirt, I said dirt, if we remove the cultivation, then again water will come, bring back into its original form. But so long, till then, we impose different types of idea on the water. Okay, this is the example. Why does water appears in different color? Upadi vashat. Due to conditioning. What is the upadi here? Different type of colors are the conditionings of the water. Upadi vashat. Rasa varnadi vedavat. These are the upadhis. And the water come contact with different upadhis and appears with different forms, different colors, and different taste. But all these are colors are just impositions or imposed on that one pure water. This is the principle. Through this example, we have to understand Dashtranta. So, metaphor or simile is Drishtanta. And the major principle, the message or philosophy is the Dashtranta. Is the main principle, main theme, main message. We can say that it is a philosophical thought. The philosophical thought is very subtle. Our mind and intellect cannot comprehend it immediately without example. Shankaracharya knows that we are like a children. And children do not understand directly the principle. In the school or colleges, we give example first. And if students understand the example, through that example, teachers try to shift their attention from known to unknown. So, this is the skill of teacher. So, teacher communicate his idea to the students with various example. Shankaracharya's plays the same role in each and every verse to with us. Okay. Nana upadhi vashat eva. Due to different type of conditionings, due to different type of limitations, due to different types of situation, due to different type of stages of life, due to different types of uh, uh, birth, and these are the upadhi. Jati is also upadhi. Varna, this is also upadhi. Ashramadayaha, this is also upadhi. Here given three types of upadhi: jati, varna, ashrama. It's not only three, it is many, 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 many upadhis. So Shankaracharya says that adayaha, etc., etc. So otherwise, the slok will become very big with giving the different type of examples or different type of just similes. Jati. Jati means just birth. The tree has their own birth. Horse or element, because of elephant, camel, cat, dog, human being due to the birth of particular species. We can say it is a tree, it is a table, it is animal, it is a man, it is the creatures with reference of birth of particular species. Varnas. Varnas due to the particular professions. If the person is dedicated to the knowledge, we know him as a Brahmin. A class of knowledge. The person who dedicated his life to administrations, we identify him as, as a Kshatriyas. The person who dedicated their life, the person who dedicated his life or her life to business, we identify him or her or them as a business class or business. Now we can't say the businesswoman or businessman, it's just business officers, we can say that. The business, in field of business. Vishal, it is a Vaishyas. The person who dedicated his or her life in particular service. So we know her or him as a Shudras. According to professions, according to the gunas, these are the different. These are the various differences. All these differences we experience through our eyes due to particular activities, due to the place of the birth, due to the profession. But actually, all these are the upadhis, all these are the conditioning. The one and the same principle underlying in various upadhis. But we are very familiar to recognize the particular person with their activities, but we are not familiar to recognize the principle which is our underlying the all activities. We are familiar to identify the situation with superficial activities. But we do not understand the contents behind that container. We can say that container remains in that object. That is a container. Contain and container. I don't know
Content
such
and
type of
container.
experience. Huh?
Content and container.
Okay. The consciousness is the content.
Yes.
And all these upadhis are the container.
Yes.
We are very familiar to know the object, to know the person, to know the particular element with container, but we don't have a vision to identify the situation with content. So our eyes are unable to perceive the content. Our eyes are very, we can say that, familiar with know the container. Shankaracharya says that all the containers are superimposed in one content. So don't look at the differences of containers. Shankaracharya shows us with various differences. And through those differences, Shankaracharya shift our attention to oneness. So manyness to oneness. Manyness are the conditioning. Manyness are the superimposition. But in all the upadhis, one principle is underlying there. So we
Unconditional
discriminate.
content. Unconditional content.
Okay, unconditional content. That principle remains uncontaminated forever. Due to ignorance, we put a different type of labels and recognize as like them, as like a label. Moment we associate with the different of conditions and think that I'm like that. When you are working in particular field, and if you identify with that field, you says your identity, I am a professor of physics or I am a professor of chemistry. But you are not a chemistry or physics. You are different from that profession, but you are associated with that conditioning. That time you say that this is my own identity. Oh, my dear friend, this is your wrong identity. This identity imposed on you by that degree which we have taken from universities. In the same way, some person proclaimed that I born in the family of Brahmin, therefore I am the Brahmin. Oh, yes, no questions. So, Varna, Ashrama, these are the upadhis. These are the labels. These are the equipments. Through these equipments, you self-identify with that upadhis and you forget your own true identity. Shankaracharya says that drop this wrong identity and you are belongs to that principle which is the attributeless, which is qualityless. And don't say that he is the lower and he is the higher. He is a great and he is a very small, okay, what do you say that? Ignorant. See the oneness in all the equipments that one Chaitanya, existence, consciousness, and bliss are underlying all the varnas and all the asramas. But moment we identify ourselves with different type asramas, with different type of the varnas, and declare that I am the Brahmin, I am the Kshatriyas, I am the Vaishyas, I am the Brahmacharis, I am the Vanaprasthi, I am the Sannyashi, I am the Grahasti, I am household, I am living the household life, I am living as a renunciate life. So these are the upadhis. Shankaracharya says us, these are the external conditionings. Neglect all the conditioning that you are the supreme consciousness. Identify with that. And this is your own identity. You are the consciousness. You are that consciousness principle. So, Atmani aropitaha. Jati varna ashramadayaha upadi Atmani aropita. All the jatis and varnas and ashramas, these are the upadis, are superimposed one non-dual, indivisible substratum. But substratum is real. Substratum is uncontaminated. Substratum is immutable. Substratum is unchangeable. So, no any ideas impose on that the substratum. So, I am that supreme consciousness and I remain uncontaminated by all the external situations, all the external activities with given by the society, caste, and what we can say different type of rules and regulations. These are the Atmani Aropitaha, all the superimpositions of the Atman. I am the Atman. I am the content. I am not the container. My existence depends on nothing. I do not depend on anything, but everything depends on me. All my professions depends on me. All my activities depends on me. If I am not there, everything is nothing. And I remains uncontaminated. So whatever situation come in our life, sometimes it's conducive, sometimes unconducive, sometimes unfavorable, sometimes situation may be favorable with us, sometimes situation may unfavorable with us. But we have to think that I am uncontaminated. I will not wash away with different type of conditionings. So we'll not get worried, oh, what happened today? Oh, everything happens with the external level. I am underlying principle uncontaminated. So I am unaffected by external activities of this world.
Our internal
So
activities
remain
also.
unaffected. Huh?
External activities or internal activities also.
Yeah. We are unaffected from the external and internal activities of this world. Don't make any effect on you. You are unaffected. Don't become nervous. Don't become unhappy. We are the source of happiness. So we are always uncontaminated, immutable, unchangeable. No one can touch me, untouchable principle. All these are things are just superimposition and superimposed on by the different people on me. But I know that I'm different from that. So Nana Upadi Vashadeva Jati Varnashramadeyaha Atmanyaropita Stoe Rasavarnadivi. So this is the holistic vision of life given by Shankaracharya through this example. And this is the implemented philosophy Shankaracharya has given to us. This is not theoretical philosophy, but Shankaracharya implied or implemented this philosophy in his own life, and then he has given this example. So our life should be in line with Shankaracharya. Okay. So Atmanirupita Stoya Rasavarnadi Atmanya Nana Upadi Vashadeva Jati Varnashramadaya Atmanyaropita Stoye Rasavarnadi Bheda. Many thoughts might have come in your mind, but just contemplate on that and think more deeply and make separate yourself from the all the container and think that you are the content. So remaining part we'll see tomorrow. Do you want to ask any questions or some any curiosities? So very short period of time you can share with me.
Nothing.
No question, no curiosity.
Everything is resolved.
Okay. All the questions or curiosity are the superimposition on unquestioning principle. When we identify ourselves with different type of label, then question will come. When you identify yourself with supreme consciousness, all the questions will dissolve in that non-dwell principle. So identify with that. Drops the wrong identification with mind, body, and intellect. So you don't have any caste, any ashramas, or any varnas. You are varnaless. You are ashramaless. Or you are jatiless. Chidananda Rupa Sivoham Sivoham. Thank you.
We'll take Shanti mantras.
Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Ram Krishna.